I don't want anybody to take what I'm about to say wrong. There's nothing wrong with apprehending criminals who've stolen property or who've harmed somebody or is threatening to harm somebody. Nothing wrong with that at all. I do have some criticism about this last video that was just uploaded by Police Activity. Let me give you the background real quick, and then we're going to talk about this because I feel like cops have the resources, the manpower, the technology, and the options to have done something different that could have produced a better outcome, let's say. Now, the background is this right here. On July 25th, 2024, just a couple days ago, at about 1:20 p.m., the Dallas Police North Central Crime Response Team members received a notification of a stolen vehicle from a Flock license plate reader. Now, here's where people would say, well, you know what? Yeah, you're sacrificing a little bit of anonymity while you're on the roadway, but this is why you want it, because there are some bad people out there doing bad things. So we have to expose everybody to the surveillance state. Yeah, I don't buy that. They located this truck in the area of the 9600 block of Gulf Lakes Trail. The preliminary investigation determined that the officers found the stolen red GMC pickup truck, that's this truck right here that's on top of that patrol cruiser, backed into a parking space inside an apartment complex. Now, just freeze frame that thought right there for a second, because we are going to come back to it. We're going to see how the police handled this, and then we're going to ask some questions like what could have been done by employing certain technology that would have made everybody, including the law enforcement officers, just a little bit safer and have the entire procedure be way more effective. Covert CRT officers called for uniformed officers to assist them at the scene. Assist them to do what? And then what ended up happening? You can see what happened. Dallas Police North Central Patrol uniformed officers responded and positioned a fully marked Dallas Police Dodge Charger to the left front side of the stolen vehicle and a fully marked Dallas Police Chevy Tahoe to the right front of the truck, which was occupied by 4 suspects. And you have to assume that they're dangerous, because if they're willing to steal one of these brand new vehicles, then you have to assume that they're willing to do something worse. The driver, later identified as 21-year-old Damon Price, intentionally accelerated, driving onto the hood of the squad car and hitting the left driver's side of the Tahoe. The vehicle rolled backwards and stopped. Suspect Price, 19-year-old Dante Moore, and an unknown male suspect all got out of the truck. With Price and the unknown suspect running from the scene, 17-year-old Eric Lampkin Scarborough also got out of the truck with a handgun, modified with an extended magazine and switch in his hand. Officer Travis Marks was in the driver's seat of the marked Tahoe, and seeing Lampkin Scarborough as an imminent threat, armed with a modified handgun, fired his department-issued weapon, hitting the suspect, and you'll see in what direction he fired at the suspect. Lampkin Scarborough continued running south through the parking lot with the gun still in hand when he was encountered by more police officers. Let's go ahead and take this from the top, and then we're going to ask a couple of questions about, hey, maybe something different could have been done that would have affected a better, safer outcome. Not only for the owner of the truck who got his truck stolen, it could have been returned in one piece. It wasn't, it had to be totaled. And, but a better outcome for the people who live in this apartment complex. Let's take a look at this. All right, now just let me back up 5 seconds here. All right, so see this overhang right here? This is where the truck is parked. They just come in like gangbusters, freak these guys out. What do you expect these guys to do? They're facing Grand Theft Auto. They're going to go to jail for a long, long time. Do you think they're going to go silently into the night? I don't think so.
Ready? Oh, shit! God damn it! You good? Yeah, oh, shit, that's a ram. Black.
There's the firearm with the extended mag right there.
Shit! 671, shots are fired. We need more cover.
10-4, we can cover code 3, 9600 Gulf Lakes Trail.
Your call has been updated.
I mean, just sloppy. Let's take a look at it again. I mean, how sloppy can you get? You got a Tahoe right here. You got a police cruiser right here. You got a police cruiser right here. Why couldn't you avert all this, be more economical, be a little bit more efficient, be a little bit more strategic, utilize your radios? You have the technology. You know where this guy is. You have him identified. He's in a parking space, not bothering anybody yet, not offering any kind of, he's not being violent with anybody. Why don't you employ the radio, get some strategy going, get a couple unmarked vehicles, get a couple undercover officers, and maybe deploy a GPS dart, mark that vehicle so that wherever they go, whenever they go there, you'll be able to follow them. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Anybody who's not familiar with these GPS darts, and you don't have to necessarily deploy it from a marked cruiser. You don't have to necessarily deploy it from any cruiser. Have some dude in a hoodie that looks just like a hood guy and just flick it up on the GMC that was stolen. Now, wherever the guy goes in that stolen GMC, you got his ticket. And you can get the vehicle, safely return it to the owner without any kind of damage. When you have a vehicle like this, that vehicle is going to be totaled. Probably bent the frame doing that. When you have a bent frame, you got a totaled vehicle. So now this owner's not going to get his truck back. The insurance is going to be paying for it and giving him a brand new vehicle. But let me just show you what they could have done, the technology they could have employed. They have the resources to do it and employ this technology. They have the manpower. They can train these people to do this kind of stuff and be a little bit smarter when you engage in this kind of incident with a stolen vehicle or whatever it is. Listen to this.
Now we're locked in.
What you're about to see,
So that's going to be your aiming point.
White Settlement Police say,
And you're going to press arm.
will be a game changer.
3, 2, 1.
A new tracking dart. Officers can launch from their patrol cars and stick to the back of a suspect vehicle trying to get away.
Now you can see it sticks and it's very difficult to get off.
Officers then follow the car with GPS instead of chasing it.
You go do your thing. We're going to cool off for a couple minutes, let you cool off, and then we're going to come back on my time now.
That's safer.
Makes perfect sense. And it would be safer than, let's say, being in Arkansas and they're like, oh man, we're going to have to do a pit maneuver on this pregnant lady. No, just mark if they committed some kind of dastardly indiscretion. And this isn't a wink and a nod to traffic law and saying, hey, we need to go ahead and penalize these people. I'm just saying, if you find a stolen vehicle, don't chase it down and put everybody else's life on the roadway in jeopardy. Mark the vehicle. The guy's got to stop sometime and sleep sometime and eat sometime. Mark it and go track him down, recover the vehicle, take the guy peacefully, hopefully. Maybe in a place where it's not so crowded in an apartment complex. Wait till you see they fire their weapons in an apartment complex when they could have done something like this.
Chief Christopher Cook says,
Police chases are probably one of the most dangerous activities that a law enforcement officer gets involved in.
You think? Dangerous not for the law enforcement, just for the law enforcement officer, but for everybody on the road. Because if the problem on the road is that you got one person speeding, then if you have two, now you got twice the problem for people on the road. Now you're really jeopardizing public safety. And then you get a whole bunch of cruisers behind this guy. Now you got 5 or 6 people on the road going 90, 100 miles an hour down the roadway when you could have just shot a GPS dart.
Very unpredictable.
a handful of times a year, chases involving his officers end with a crash.
And so, yeah, we've had some close calls.
The new technology from company Star Chase will allow officers to back off, hopefully leading suspects to slow down.
They don't feel the heat as much, so they return to more of a normal speed. They don't run a red light and crash into a family.
But it comes at a cost. Each device runs 20 grand.
Oh my God, I didn't
settlement,
know that.
fine.
Yeah, that sucks. And again, another thing that I'm not saying, I'm not giving a wink and a nod to traffic law, and I'm not saying that the police should further extort members of the community so they can have this kind of technology and all these gadgets they can deploy at the rest of us. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying, hey, in the field of options and with the array of technology you might have at your disposal and the resources that you already have, why not do that instead of this right here? Or you could just have some plainclothes police officer just walking by with a hoodie, just nondescript, just acting like he's minding his own business, and then flick one of these things in or on, have it covered with adhesive or whatever, and you don't even have to launch it from a cruiser. And these are just some options. I don't know how viable they are, but I know that you can employ technology and probably have a better outcome than this. Or, the thing that I really got a problem with is, first of all, this is somebody else's property and the cops don't care. It's not their truck. They don't care what happens to it. I'm sure they didn't expect this to happen, but don't you if you're in that field, isn't this right here a potentiality every single time that somebody might accelerate and ram into your vehicle? And then if somebody was, on their way to work in the apartment complex and they're going to their vehicle, they could be hurt when these guys run out of the vehicle with firearms, or they might become a hostage. And now you got a hostage situation you got to deal with.
Ready? Shit! God damn it! You good? Get up! You got a gun! You got! Drop the gun! Drop the gun!
Remember how Breonna Taylor got killed? I think she was in her bed. Bullets were flying in there and just killed her in her bed. This happens a lot. They're pointing their firearms in the direction of places where people live. Bullets can go through walls. They can go through windows. They can go through doors. They can kill other people. That's all right. Collateral damage. It doesn't really matter. Give me a frickin' break. You can't do this a little bit better? So yeah, while I'm not against them going after these bad guys, it's like, can't we use our brains? Can't we employ the technology? Can't we use resources and come up with a strategy, use our radios? You got the dedicated radios. They don't. You can coordinate and strategize. They can't. You can create a better outcome than this, can't you? And I understand this is armchair quarterbacking, but is it really? I mean, don't they receive training? Aren't there potentialities that could happen? Aren't they instructed, hey, no matter what, don't put bystanders in jeopardy. Employ your resources. Create situations. Control the situation. They're so good at deception. Employ some deceptive practices. Have some plainclothes men or women, cops, flick a GPS transmitter on that vehicle. And then stay back in unmarked vehicles and wait till they stop for lunch and then grab the vehicle. I don't think it's that hard. Come up with a strategy, cops. So whether you agree or disagree, leave your comments in the comments below for the world and the thought police, the global thought police, because, that's what's happening here. We got a global surveillance police state. And I think we can come out with better outcomes than this. And then this guy who had this truck right here, restore his vehicle to him in a drivable fashion. How about that? Just as one idea. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification icon, give it a thumbs up, share it with everybody you know. Don't forget to subscribe to my email list through my website, highimpactflix.com. I have a brand new YouTube channel where we expose the left versus right political insanity of what's going on today and has been going on for the past couple decades. I'll leave the link to this channel in the description below. Come on over there and say hi. I appreciate you guys being here. Don't forget to hit that like button, and I will see you in the next video.